Good morning, everybody. I hope that we're having a great start to our day and a great week so far. Today's video is going to be all about something called point-slope form. So far we've learned about slope-intercept form, and this will be the next iteration of what we're learning about in terms of how we write equations for slope, for different lines and everything like that, okay? So without further ado, let's get to the video.
All right, everybody. Today we're talking about point-slope form, and by the end of this video, I hope that you're able to write and graph linear equations using point-slope form. But first off, let's start with our vocabulary and figuring out what it actually is and what it actually means. So point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times the quantity x minus x1. You will use this form when you are only given one point and are given a slope. Okay, so you want to find the slope, and then you can use your other 2 points to write this out. When it comes to steps for graphing a linear function in point-slope form, you want to identify and plot the given point, and then use that slope to plot an additional point. You can use your rise over run, and then you'll want to draw a line through those 2 points. So let's do a couple of practice problems and kind of get the feel for what we need to do. So for question A, we need to write an equation of a line with the given slope and point and then graph the equation. So I'm going to write our formula for point slope form again. It's y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So like we have in the past, we need to label our point -4, 1 as x1, y1. And then we put it into the appropriate spots, and we take our slope and put that in for m. So this will look like y minus 1 equals 2/5 times x minus -4, or you can think about this as x plus +4, whatever you want to do. But now it's come to graphing it, so I need to zoom in here, and our point was -4, 1, so I'm going to make these red so it's easier to see. So I have to go to the left 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 1. And then I have to go up to over 5 to the right 5 in order to get a new point. So 1, 2, right there. And then I can just try my best to connect those two with a line. Again, not perfect, doesn't have to be, but that is essentially how you take information where you have a point and a slope, write it in your new formula of point slope form, and then take that and graph it. Let's try a different example here. Write the equation of a line in point slope form given 2 points. So now they're giving us 2 points, but they are specifically telling us that we need to write an equation in point slope form. Normally, what we would do is we could try to find the slope, and then we could put this in slope-intercept form if we wanted to figure out what the y-intercept was. Really anything we want, but in this case, we're told to use point-slope form. So the first thing I need to do, obviously, is find slope. So I have x1, y1, and x2, y2. And again, my slope formula is m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is going to be -1 minus -3 over 5 minus 4. So -1 minus -3 is the same thing as -1 plus 3, which is going to be 2 over 1. So my slope is 2. So now I just need to put it in the form of my point slope form. So I have y minus y1 equals my slope times x minus x1. So truthfully, there's 2 formulas that I can put because I have 2 different points. So both of these options or answers are possible. So I could do y minus -3, which is the same thing as y plus 3, equals 2 times x minus 4, or I can use y plus 1 because it's y minus -1. Let me put parentheses on those, equals my slope, which is 2 times x minus 5. Both of those equations are perfectly fine, and in fact, they will get you the same exact line. Let's try another practice problem here. So I now need to graph each equation, okay? So again, it's important for me to know that this is y minus y1 equals my slope times x minus x1. This makes it easy to figure out that my y value is actually going to be positive 3, but since it's x plus 1, that had to have originally been x minus negative 1, because I'm always going to be subtracting in my point slope form initially. But if I'm subtracting by a negative, that is the same thing as adding by a positive. So this has to be negative 1, 3. And then I use my slope, my m, of 4 or 4 over 1. So let's get to it. So I need to zoom in here and find the point negative 1, 3. So negative 1 and then up 3 right there. And then I need to use my slope of 4 over 1. So I'm going to go up 4 to the right 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, up to the right 1. And then I'm going to try my best to make a line that goes through them. Normally, we would be a little bit more accurate with that. We would probably plot at least 3 points, but for what we're doing right now, it's okay. So let's try one more example problem, and then we'll have a story problem to end it. So what is the equation of the line in point slope form? So now I need to take this information that's been given to me, and I need to try to figure out what the slope is and which point I'm going to use. So to find the slope, I can simply just do my rise over my run and try to figure that out. So I'm going to zoom in to make it a little bit easier for me. So I need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and to the right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So my m is going to be 4 over 8 or 1/2. And now it's important for me to know what these points are. So I can see here that this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative 4, 0 is going to be this point. And in fact, my other point is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 4. So now I need to put it into the format that we know, which is going to be y minus y1 equals my slope times x minus x1. So again, there's two possible answers for me here. So I could do y minus 0 equals 1/2 times x, which will be plus 4 because it's originally minus negative 4. I'll even write that up top. X minus negative 4 turns into that. Or I could make it y minus 4 equals 1/2 times x minus 4. Both of those are perfectly acceptable solutions, ways that I can write my equation. Now let's try this in one more fashion, okay? So in 1996, there were 57 million cats as pets. I'm actually going to write that as a point. So I'm going to write this as 1996, comma 57, and we're just going to know that's 57 million. By 2003, so I have another year, so I'm going to write this as a point, there was 61 million. Write a linear model for the number of cats as pets, and then use that model to predict the number of cats as pets in 2015. So essentially what I have to do, first off, I need to find what my slope is. I have these two data points, so I'm going to use that in order to find my slope. So this is x1, y1, and x2, y2. And remember my slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So this is going to turn into 61 minus 57 over 2003 minus 1996. So this is truthfully going to be 4 over 7 as my slope. So now I can use either of these formulas in order for me to try to write a equation. I'm actually going to be using my second year, or my second data point, to write this formula, which again is going to be y minus y1 equals my slope times x minus x1. So even though this is y2, that's still okay. I can still make it my y1 and my x1 when it's come time to write my point slope formula. So this is going to be y minus 61 equals 4/7 times x minus 2003. So that's my formula that I'm going to use. I also could have used the other year and other number of cats in order to write that equation, but in this case I just didn't. But now they want me to use the model to predict the number of cats as pets in 2015. I recognize that the points that I've used so far, I've always used years as my x value, and I actually had to do the exact same thing here, okay? So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to, one, take this and write this on a new page, so y minus 61 equals 4/7. Let's make that look like a 4. X minus 2003. Now they're saying, what is y equal to when x is equal to 2015? Put a 5 in there. So all I have to do is put that x in there. So this is going to be y minus 61 equals 4/7 times 2015 minus 2003. So y minus 61 equals 4/7 times 12, because 2015 minus 2003 is 12. And now we have to do some work. So we have y minus 61 equals 4 times 12 is 48 over 7. Okay. And now what I need to do is I will need to change my 61 so that it has a denominator of 7. So 61 times 7, 427. So this is y minus 427 over 7 equals 48 over 7. I'll need to zoom out here. Gonna have to add that to both sides. So I'm gonna have y equals 427 plus 48. Let's try to figure this out. So it's a 5, carry the 1, 7, 475 over 7 divided by 7, which when I actually do that, that is going to get me approximately 68 million cats. So that is my last problem for you, and that's really all that I have for you today. So if you have any other questions, again, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. You can also message me on Schoology. But until next time, I hope that you continue to have a great rest of your day and continue to have a great week.